Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Alber Afandi with ID number 0013. This time I will tell you a horror incident that I have experienced. This incident occurred 10 years ago, namely in 2013. At that time, I entered as a new student at the Alber Islamic Boarding School, Sungai Penuh City, which at the time the Alber Islamic Boarding School had only been established for 10 years, and before being made into school, this place used to be a hospital in the middle of city Sungai Penuh, namely is Bunda Hospital. When I first entered this boarding school in 2013, this boarding school was still under construction. At the time, all the buildings in the modern Alber Islamic boarding school were former buildings from the Bunda Hospital. But there were several buildings that had been renovated. But there is one room where there are still medical devices, including operating tools, namely the former operating room. The operating room was beside the masjid. At the time, the modern Alber Islamic boarding school masjid was still like an empty building and only had a carpet. In the Alber Islamic boarding school, there is such a thing or a program, the Tahfiz Al-Quran program. This program is carried out before and after the Maghrib prayer. One day I took part in the Tahfiz Quran program before and after Maghrib. Everything went as usual. After the Tahfiz program was finished, all my friends ran to the kitchen for dinner. At the time, I decided to wait for a moment. After everyone had left the masjid, then I left masjid for a dinner. I was shocked to see a girl, and he also looked at me wearing a white shirt filled with blood. Her hair was long and her face was broken, which made the blood continue to flow down her shirt. And the strangest thing was that it only happened for a few moments. When I averted my eyes and looked at the window of the operating room again, the figure I saw early was no longer there. At that time, I immediately ran away from the masjid and went to my room. At that time, there were also many friends in my room who had finished dinner. At the time, I was still weak and scared of what had happened before. The next day, I told my friends and my seniors about what happened to me. Their response was that this is something that is common in the Alber Islamic boarding school. This incident was the first and last time I saw a creature that we usually call a ghost. And Alhamdulillah, now Alber Islamic boarding school has made a lot of change, including in terms of development, which is already very good, and there are no more old buildings or former hospital buildings. Okay, thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.